on Faces of Success Radio and TV. Welcome to the show, everybody that is just now tuning in. We've got Wayne Grizzley with us this afternoon and evening in some places. And so, my first thing that I really wanted to dig in and ask you, what was the Grizzly? Where did all of that come from? Where did the Grizzly? Why did you add the Grizzly to the name?
So the Grizzly, a couple of reasons why. So I have a favorite rapper out there. He goes by T Grizzly. Sure, a lot of people know who that is. Um, but the other reason is because you can ask all my friends. I've got the temper of a grizzly bear. You know, um, certain times, certain situations, I'm all rah rah. But that's where the Grizzly mainly comes from. It's a nickname given to me by my friend.
All right. And so, for people meeting you for the first time, how do you respond to them as the Grizzly in your own words?
Well, if you're meeting me for the first time, you may not see that side of me, but
Hmm.
um, as you get to know me, and you know, in certain situations, it can always happen. There can be moments of anger, and you'll see that Grizzly side of me. But if you're meeting me for the first time, I'll just tell you it's because of T Grizzly, honestly. That's the easiest way to go.
That's awesome. And so, what was the moment you realized that music wasn't just a hobby; it was your purpose?
I want to say back in 2019, when I started my first label, I met a couple of artists locally in the city, and we started doing our thing together. And a year went by. So just after 2019, beginning of 2020, that's when I was like, I got something here, and we got to start taking it seriously.
Yeah. Well, you're known for your raw lyrics and, being very authentic in what you do when it comes to the music. Where does that truth come from?
That truth comes from experiences in my life and
Mhm.
stuff I've gone through, uh, pain that I've experienced, that sort of stuff.
What's something about your journey people would never guess just by looking at your success now?
That's a tough one.
I told you we're going to have some fun.
Yeah. Ooh. They wouldn't actually. You know what? This is a great one. They wouldn't know that I'm a wrestling fan. I don't look like one. Normally, there's a look to that and everything. They wouldn't know that.
Yeah. Okay. And what does underground hip hop mean to you personally?
Underground hip hop is the start, the foundation of everything. It's the best time in it and the best area of hip hop that I see personally because there's a lot of growth involved and there's a lot of connections you can meet in the underground scene. Uh, and you can do it more easily than you can in the mainstream.
You've been influenced by legends like Tupac, Lil Wayne, DMX, and Ice Cube. What did each of them teach you as an artist?
DMX, I'll start off with him because I got to talk to him a couple of weeks before his passing. Rest in peace. But so he taught me that never give up, keep going, keep doing what you're doing. And in my music, I take that sort of aggression that he gave in his music. So that's where I get that aggression from. It's from DMX. Ice Cube, I love my West Coast. I got a song um, out I released earlier this year, and it's got a West Coast type of G Funk beat to it, right? And I just love that West Coast sort of stuff. And Ice Cube, to me, is the foundation of West Coast because I love Ice Cube.
All right. And if someone is to listen to Wayne Grizzly's music, let's just say, what do you want them to get out of that? What do you want them to hear immediately, the message that you're sending in your music?
So immediately, I want them to be able to relate to what I'm saying in my song, the story that I'm telling. It could be something that I went through and I'm now expressing on a song. So I want people to be able to take that and to be able to use it as sort of a therapy, because music is therapy to me.
Mhm. Well, your music blends energy, emotion, and street smart wisdom. How do you balance all three in one track?
So the easiest way I balance all three in one track is I never forget my roots, because um, I come from a long, hard life. Um, Anybody can say that, but I truly have seen some things in this world that that aren't pretty, right? So that's where the street wisdom comes in.
Well,
And for the rest of it,
go ahead.
so um, so for the rest of it, it would be sort of how I'm versatile. So I can do, you can throw any genre at me of hip hop, and I can pretty much nail it.
All right. And so, do you create your music from pain, passion, or purpose?
I create my music from pain and from purpose
Why?
and passion. So from pain, from my experiences that I've gone through, passion because I love doing music, and purpose because I want my music to have purpose in life and in this world.
All right. And how would you describe your sound in one sentence without using the word hip hop?
My sound in one sentence.
Yeah,
Uh,
without using the word hip hop.
so my sound in one sentence, I would describe it as a kind of melodic, um, raw, authentic. What's that word? Real, real. Yeah.
All right. And so you've been grinding for over a decade and kept the music going when things weren't moving so fast. How did you maneuver and get through all of that, like through COVID and all that?
COVID was actually a really great time for me because I work out of a home studio.
Hmm.
So I got to actually lock in over the COVID period and sort of work on my craft. And I've gone through a few name changes here and there. That's sort of why there's not too much music out now. But COVID, I locked in about, I want to say, 4 or 5 albums worth of music.
That is outstanding to hear that you turned something so negative into something so very positive, with your music career. And what was the hardest phase of your career so far, and how did you survive it?
The hardest phase of my career was, I want to say, last year. I got into a little group and I didn't know what I was getting into. And I want to say they sort of used me for my talents and my creation and everything.
Hmm.
And how I basically got through it is I pushed through it for that whole year and got out of my contract, um, and never looked back, because that was a lesson learned.
Wow. What does discipline look like for you when nobody else is watching?
Discipline for me
Hmm.
is your friends. Say your friends are going out and partying.
Hmm.
Instead of you going out and partying, go to the studio, lock in, write music. If you can't write music, if you know how to produce beats, go in and produce a beat. Do something that helps your music career in some sort of sense instead of doing other things. You can have your fun, but when it's go mode, it's go mode.
What do you want people to understand about what it takes to earn that kind of opportunity?
So you got to really understand that it takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of time, work, effort, all that sort of sense. It takes money, even, and you just got to push through. You got to push through all the bad. You got to keep going because if you want something in this world, you got to just keep going for it, and eventually it's going to pay off.
And when you're building a track, what comes first? The beat, the hook, or the message?
So when I'm building a track, I go and I think back to an experience in life, and I'll sort of build. I'll start with the hook. So the hook will be uh, my catchiest. It's supposed to be the catchiest part of the song. So that's what I like to focus on first. Once I catch the eye of the audience with the hook, then I focus on the rest of the song. I don't even listen to the beat first. I just go writing first, then I'll produce the beat for it and continue the rest.
And how do you know when a song is done?
I'll know a song is done when I have that hook down 100% and that beat is finished and I've gone through that song about 15 times, proofreading it and rehearsing it. And once it's down to my very liking, which is probably about 15 takes, give or so, then I know it's ready.
And what's your favorite type of beat to rap on? And what is your most hardest challenges that you meet when you're trying to, find that right song?
So we'll start off with the favorite type beat. So my favorite type beat that I like to use is sort of storytelling, kind of melodic piano vibes. A lot of the beats that I produce myself in house here are piano type vibes, and sort of that melodic, kind of fast paced in like the 150 BPM range.
All right.
And
Okay. And what was the biggest crowd you've ever performed for, and what did that feel like?
so the biggest crowd I ever performed for was back in 2024. We had my DJ here. He had D12 come here for a tour through Canada, and I performed and opened for them at Union Hall in front of 750 people. And when I stepped on stage,
Woohoo!
I got the rush like I've never felt before, and it was just an amazing feeling. And I
Wow.
just got rated.
Look at you. And as a performer, what was your goal every time you stepped on that stage?
My goal, right before any time before I would step on that stage, a glass of water and a pep talk from my manager, and I am good to go.
Speaking of management, who is your manager now?
So my manager now is Cliff C Dog Wise.
All right, I know that guy. Yeah, I know him very well. We've worked many, many years together. And so when someone is trying to book you, can you give your website information?
Yes, of course, WayneGrizzly.com.
All right. And then what about your social media?
On social media, you can find me on Instagram at Wayne Grizzly, TikTok, Wayne Grizzly as well,
All right.
Facebook.
And so let's talk about your music. What's coming up next?
So on January 23rd, I am dropping a song called Breathe, featuring a very huge musician by the name of King Crooked.
Hmm.
And so this song was more to feature, not myself, have me more as a feature, even though it's my track, but have me more as the feature in this sort of sense. And the track is basically a message to anybody out there who's working towards anything in this music industry. You just got to keep going,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, music is a business, and it's a math problem as well. So the bigger the problem you solve, the bigger your house, the bigger the checks, the bigger the amounts.
And for someone that is a lot younger, that is just now being introduced to the music game, what would be your message to them?
My message to them, if you're just getting started, everybody goes through this, and it's called the trial of, do you think you can do it?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't think you can do it, keep pushing. Don't give up. Keep pushing, because trust me, I've been there, and that was a mistake.
Mm.
I could have had this a lot longer, long time ago, sorry, but I had a grace period where I stopped. That is
Mm-hmm.
something you should not do. Any newcomer coming into this, keep going, work at it. Consistency is key to this game.
Wow. I'm really enjoying being able to have you on the show. For those of you that are just now tuning in, we have Wayne Grizzley in the studio with us right now. We are so happy to have you as a guest. I'm your host, Pearl J, on Faces of Success Radio and TV. And I want to ask you this. What is it that nobody knows that you want to do so bad in your music career, and you've always kept that to yourself?
That is a really great question. Um, the one thing that I wanted to do in this music that I have kept to myself,
Mm-hmm.
and not many people know about this, is, and it's sort of a collaboration that I would like to do, and I've never ever told anybody about this collaboration ever.
Mm-hmm.
So I would want to work with Lenny Kravitz. That is one goal of mine in this music career, is to be able to work with that man.
Oh wow, why?
I love his music. I love his vibe. He's a legend, and people would listen to my music and they wouldn't think anything of it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the type of music that I grew up on.
Mm-hmm.
Before the hip hop, it was Lenny Kravitz and that sort of stuff, and the old time rock and the old time country and all that. So that is an artist that I would love to work with, and I have kept that to myself this entire time until now.
Oh wow, that is so awesome. I just can't help but tell you, you have the energy that you have. I can't wait to be able to see you. We're going to go to a break, and we'll come right back. And when we come back, we'll be ready for you, that song, that hit song that you got going on. So let's go to a break right now.
The song is dedicated to my family, to my mama, to everybody that believed in me. I put in 15 years, blood, sweat, and some prayer. From the mud to the mic, now they all stop and stare. Freshman, but a vet, I was raised in despair. Now I'm knocking on the game like I'm almost there. I remember late nights, cold floors and no heat. Rapping in the basement, just a dream and a beat. Wasn't about the fame, nah, I just needed to eat. Now they posted on my name like I'm running the streets. Seen brothers turn ghosts, seen fam turn fake. Seen love turn to envy when the bus started to shake. 15 in the trenches trying to carve out a lane. Now the label's throwing numbers, but I'm numb to the game. Was a voice for the lost, now the charts got my echo. Used to pray for a chance, now my name in the memo. I ain't switched for a check, still the same from the start. just a little more ice, little more on the charts. Had to earn every stripe, every scar, every tear. Now I'm fresh in the light, but I bled to get here. They don't know what I took, what I buried in there. I'm knocking on the throne like I'm almost there. I put in 15 years, blood, sweat, and some prayer. From the mud to the mic, now they all stop and stare. Freshman, but I've had, I was raised in despair. Now I'm knocking on the game like I'm almost there. Had to hustle through the rain, pain pouring like a faucet. Every hour was a lesson, everywhere made me cautious. Used to dream about the stage while I'm trapped in the project. Now I'm flipping state to state, different lanes in the cockpit. Mama crying at the rent, I was crying for a chance. Had to learn to play the game with a mic in my hands. Stayed loyal to the code, never folded, never ran. Now they treat me like a rookie, but I built this from the sand. Took the long route while they took the fast pass. Now they clapping for my name every time that I pass. They ain't see the dark nights, they just see the highlights. But I was fighting demons, trying to make it to the limelight. Now my story hit different when I step in the booth. Cause I bled for this moment, man, I'm the living proof. I'm freshman to the world, but a legend to the block. 15 years grinding just to get to this spot. I put in 15 years, blood, sweat, and some prayer. From the mud to the mic, now they all stop and stare. Freshman, but I'm bad, I was raised in despair. Now I'm knocking on the game like I'm almost there. Hey yo, just want everybody to know that if you're struggling, you're going through something, it'll be alright. Everything happens for a reason. And if you got dreams, keep dreaming. Keep chasing those dreams. Grind. It'll work out in the end. And to all my people, everybody on this planet, we're all one. Yeah.
All right. All right, that music was off the hook. I want to say thank you, Wayne Grizzley, for being a guest on Faces of Success Radio and TV.
Yeah, it's Wayne Grizzley. Let me tell you something for a minute. If you got a dream, chase it.
Almighty name.
But I'm feeling all emotions, felt like exploding, cause they don't really notice. But I gotta stay focused, swimming in the ocean, I'm feeling like I'm floating. Keep my endo stay potent, means the house is hoping, I just where my soul is. Yeah, but I'm grinding cause emotion, put on the potions, I didn't start to notice. I've been on the grind, never dropping a pen, and I've been putting in work since the age of 10. Freestyling late nights in my uncle's den. Started on a Mac with the mic built in. I'm not here for the games, yeah, I'm in this to win. I came for nothing, now I'm raising my fist and stand it out. Started solving the quiz, come from the south, Grizzberry, yeah, bad like a gin. Worked through wars, now I got my foot in the door, now it's big time, I've been ready for this. Pray to God now, please go and wipe my sins. Went to the mosque, man, I really needed a cleanse. Now we got a new camp, Tyler like my kin. They started to notice me, everywhere that I've been, I leveled up. Time to go chase my brand, been through it all, now I'm finally in my zen. Man, I'm feeling all emotions, felt like exploding, cause they don't really notice. But I gotta stay focused, swimming in the ocean, I'm feeling like I'm floating. Keep my endo stay potent, means the house is hoping, I just where my soul is. Yeah, but I'm grinding cause emotion, put on the potions, I didn't start to notice. I don't talk much, I just stay in my lane. Hustle and the grinders always calling my name. Put my all in, everything that I make. Got in a booth, now it's time to create. Cause like I said before, I ain't playing no games. Every show I'm at, I bring the flame to the stage. Like damn, look at Wayne, he's making the plays. I'm from the ghetto, you can still see the pain. Hustle all day just to feel okay. My dreams are reality, now it's insane. Pumping on this word like the blood in my veins. 15 years later, look how far I came. Time to really hustle, gotta keep on our game. Freshman year, now it's time to make waves. I do this for the love, I don't do it for fame. It's been a good year, time to go to LA. Man, I'm feeling all emotions, felt like exploding, cause they don't really notice. But I gotta stay focused, swimming in the ocean, I'm feeling like I'm floating. Keep my endo stay potent, means the house is hoping.